Hello and welcome developers, my name is Shay and this is another episode of Shay Develops. On this beginner Java tutorial series we're going to be talking about maps and hash maps. Basically a way to store a key value pair. You can kind of think of it like an array list or a linked list that I've talked about in other videos, except for the index is the key and you get to set the key to whatever it is that you might like. To a point, of course. And then the value is going to be the value that's associated to that key. So if you have an array of, say, 5 items, you can put those 5 items in, and it's going to be an array from 0 to 4 index. But with a map, you could set you could set it to even have an integer value for your keys, but you could set it to 10, 56, 103, it doesn't really matter, whatever you want it to. And hopefully that'll stick in a bit better whenever we go in and I show you guys an example. So the first thing that we're going to do though, to get into this, we're going to put in map, and we'll see, do you notice this is a KV here, meaning K for key and V for value. So we're going to go ahead and set up a map with the key value pair. And we're going to set our key to be a string and our value to also be a string. And we're going to call it stock symbols. Because you know, you have a stock symbol, you have this acronym for the actual name of the company. So that way you don't have like the full name of the company on your stock or stock values or whatever it is that those guys are doing with those. I'm not super familiar with that. I just know, I figured this might be a good example to go into, you know, a little bit. So we're going to set a new hash map. And you'll notice right up here we're importing javautilities.map and javautilities.hashmap. Now your map is it's an interface, and if you're not really familiar with interfaces, you can go back and watch my video on interfaces where we talk about interfaces quite a bit more in depth. But in short, an interface is something that tells a class that implements the interface what kind of methods that it should be implementing within itself to try to keep some type of concurrency between the class that's implementing it and any other classes that may be implementing that same class. So if we hold Control on a Windows and then click on the map interface here, you'll see so public interface map, and we have this key value pair, and then we have this int size is empty, contains value. All those are going to be implemented within this hash map. So if you scroll up over, so we have this class hash map with the same key value that implements map and clonable and serializable and stuff like that. We'll talk about those in other videos. But so it implements the map, so that way it's going to have those same, like I said, those same methods within its class, and then some, of course. Like I said, there's far more to this than just those few. But in order to add something to our hash map, we can just do stock symbols. Stock symbols, I can't spell. .put, and that's going to allow us to add something to our value or to our map. But I've already got some already, so I'm just going to copy and paste those right now. So you see we have A for Agilent Technologies, A for Alco Corp, and so on. And then say I just wanted to print out all of these. I could just do stock symbols dot and then do get. Oh, actually not get. Erase that all together. I'm sorry. Just output to the print line, and it'll just be stock symbols. That's it. So this is going to allow me to print them all out. But you'll notice that they're not in the order in which that I added them to the thing. Matter of fact, I put them in alphabetical order, but they come out here in, you know, a little bit jumbled mess, and that's okay. Maps don't necessarily keep the order in which that they were put into, and you can sort these with, say, a tree set, and we'll be talking about those, and not in this video, but some future upcoming videos before. So if you're actually wanting to sort a set of data, I suggest going to either a linked list or an array list, and then you can sort that data there using a collections.sort or whatever. You guys can go and watch my videos on collections.sort if you want to get some more information on that. So just keep that in mind, though. I said that if you're outputting the data that you have, you're going to get it all back, but it may not be in the order in which that you put it into. All right, so let's go ahead and comment out that for a minute. And now let's talk about adding duplicate data. Now you're technically not supposed to do this, and it doesn't work in one of two ways. If you're trying to use these hash maps with some other Java technologies, you may likely get an error and it'll crash your program. But if you're just doing it the way that we have it here, I could add another key of A, and really the key is the important part here. You can have the same value on multiple keys, and that's totally fine, but the keys is kind of the important one here. So if I wanted to do, this is a test, and then now I want to output the symbol, or the stock symbol again right here. You'll see right here where it says A equals Agilent Technologies. Well, it now says A equals to, this is a test, meaning that it replaced the original key value pair with the new key value pair. So you won't be able to, like I said, have duplicate keys. So let's say if we had AAQ and we just put Agilent Technologies and then ran this again. Oh, let's actually spell technologies correctly there. Run this again. And we see now though right here we have AAQ, and that's right there with Agilent Technologies. That's okay. But then what if, say, we wanted to output stocks, just this particular stocking? We can use get here, and then with get you put in the key, like I said, which is going to be an object. In our case it's a string. If I put in the key here, I put in A, it's just going to output Agilent Technologies, and we can see that right there. But say, what if I wanted to see if there was a key or if there was a value already in my map? Well, it's also something simple that you can do. You can use stock symbols dot, well, not get, let's see here. Actually, let's go back to the map class. Right here we got contains key and contains value. So we could do dot contains key of A, and actually we're going to do a lowercase a, and it should come back with false, which is very true. Now if we were to capitalize this, we're going to get a true there. All right, so now we have that contains key part. Well, what about if we wanted to contains value? And now remember, let's test. We have Agilent Technologies here on two values. So let's see which ones it spits out to us. Oh, it just spits out true. That's all because we have that one, or as far as we do have something with Agilent Technologies, and it's not going to tell us how many we have. It's just going to say, it's going to go to the first one that it finds and be like, hey, we've got it, and then it's going to break out of the loop that it's running and output true to the screen, because it outputs a boolean, which you can actually come back here to the map class and see right here. It says boolean, which is going to be the primitive data type that is going to output. Well, particularly this one particular is a primitive data type that is going to output as the return value for your method. If you want to dive a bit deeper into that, I've got some videos on classes and methods in my videos as well that you guys can check out, and there's a lot of other content on the internet if you don't like mine. All right, so that is as far as it whenever it comes to, like I said, talked about null values, I said duplicate values and stuff like that. Like I said, now we'll be talking about sorting values or sorting these things with the tree set in another video on specifically more tailored to tree sets, because they're pretty interesting stuff. But you can also output everything using like a, well, you could use like a for each with lambda expression, And for something like that, we could do stock symbol. I know I haven't talked personally about lambda expressions, and I'm still learning on those myself. But I will be making a video on those, like I said, in the future as well. I plan on creating content on all these types of tiny little Java objects, and just how Java itself does a lot of things, and then continuously build upon that until we're making full-fledged applications, doing app development, or whatever that this channel ends up going to. But I can do stock symbols dot for each, and then pass it a couple of values, and then open this up and just do output s and basically this is going to be my key and this is going to be my value. So I could just do k v here, and we can change this to k v, and then this is how you could output these with a key value pair. So I'll make that a little bigger here. So you notice they're still not in any kind of an order, but we have all the values that we have implemented into our stock symbols map here. All right, so hopefully you guys have learned something. That's going to be it for this video. I don't want to make it too long, but just remember, like I said, this is a key value pair, something that you can set this bit right here to whatever you want to. So like I said, if I change this right now to an integer, I'm going to start getting errors until I change these to integers, and then that's going to start working as I do that. But I can't do something like this where I change it into a primitive data type. It has to be an object. So keep that in mind. It has to be an object. Like I said, hopefully you guys have learned something. Please leave me a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys are working on. Tell me what you all need help with. See if I can make a video for you, or just write some help you in the comments or whatever it is that you guys are doing. Like I said, that's what I'm here for. Here to teach and to help learn myself, and grow this amazing community. You guys are awesome. I hope y'all are having a great time, or at least staying as safe as possible during this current time that we have going on. And I'll see you guys in a future video coming up very soon. All right, y'all guys take care. Peace.